Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Acknowledging Our Elders Along the Bronx River. My name is Journey Bimwala, and I will be your host for this. And today we have a very special guest. Joanna is with us. She's going to introduce herself. We are here to kind of just share and talk about the amazing plants that grow all along the Bronx River and just hear different stories from community members and people that actually come in contact with those plants, interact with those plants, have stories, just sharing it. When we're talking about acknowledging the elders are the plants, right? Because they've been here long before we've have, and they hold quite a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and just a lot of things that they offer us. And this is a great time to acknowledge them, the story, and the people that love them. So welcome, Joanna. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. So for today, I know that you have quite a few plants that you interact with and you love. And I wanted to just give the opportunity to kind of share those plants and talk about, whatever they means to you, whatever story, things, and also like along the Bronx River, like where are you finding these amazing plants? So, yeah.
I live right at the tip of Pleasant Point. Uh, right across the street from me is Soundview Park. I moved here not 8 years ago, and I didn't really know that the park was that big, and it just went through a renovation, and most people here had only heard stories about the park, or they just knew it was dangerous. So I just started exploring during the pandemic lockdown. There wasn't really much uh, things outside to do, and the kids cooped up, getting stir crazy during the pandemic. And I just said, let's just explore the park. And the park is actually very beautiful, very diverse. First year there, we had gone to the park during the winter, and we kept seeing these little footprints in the snow. And then I find out there's a whole bunch of bunnies in the park.
Bunnies?
Yes, rabbits. We've seen blue jays, we've seen cardinals, lizards, and snakes. Like, I didn't know it was so diverse in that park.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
also like also after exploring the park, I decided to start walking in the mornings. Uh, is she there, Jenny?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having trouble
So
with the video.
walking in the park in the mornings or in the afternoons, just to have some me time and have some exposure to greenery. And I was loving the green, but I didn't really identify or really notice the plants until I started like slipping during uh, early summer months, like June or whatever. I would like start slipping and noticing like these berries or fruits on the ground, and I didn't really register. Oh, it's the trees that are producing these fruits. Oh, it's a mulberry tree. Oh, it's Juneberries. And I didn't know right off the bat. I just like used Google Lens or Plant ID, and that's when I found out. Yep, these are mulberries, Juneberries, and wineberries. The wineberries, I had a love-hate relationship with them because when I first moved here, when I first started visiting the park during 2020, um, they didn't have any fruit or leaves or whatever. It was just the canes sticking out
Hmm.
and grabbing you while you run past or walk by. Or um, you lost something in the grass, had to go get it, and that's when you found out, yep, there's a cane here, a prickly cane. Uh, and when I found out that it was wineberry, because about last summer, just 2 summers ago, that was the first time that I've ever seen berries on those canes. And I found out that they have like a 2 or 3 year cycle before they start producing fruit. So maybe that's why I didn't catch the first of the cycle. I found out that they're invasive, and I found out that they're actually pretty delicious.
Ah,
Um, and I was looking at ways to like help take them out or stop the growth. And they said like the best thing you can do during fruiting period is actually over harvest. They don't recommend that for like high bush blueberries, which are native to here, or the black raspberries, also native to here. But for invasive species, they just say over harvest and try not to break the plant because they're rhizomatic. And if a piece of the cane touches the ground, it'll just sprout again.
mm.
So I'm actually looking to making a couple of desserts, jams, tarts, maybe a galette with these wine berries. Last year I had foraged with my son all three berries, and one of our mutual friends, Candace Thompson, she came over and taught me how to make berry wine.
Ooh.
Yep.
So
I'm
how,
not a
so
very
wait,
big
did you,
wine person. I just wanted to know if I could do it. Yeah.
and did you do it? Wait, you know,
Yes. 3 bottles of nice wineberry wine.
how was it?
It's great. Like the people that actually drink wine like it.
Okay. I like that. I really like that.
So I'm just trying to figure out, since this park is pretty under serviced or like neglected, like there's a lot of foot traffic but not as much maintenance to go with the foot traffic. So I'm thinking of a couple of things to help with at least with the wineberry population, because during this year and last, I haven't seen as many rabbits.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're having trouble getting through the grass or whatever, but this year I have not seen any rabbits at all.
Hmm.
Uh, so I was thinking about over harvesting, and then once the leaves die back and I'm able to see the canes for what they are, I'm thinking about uh, just cutting them up, putting them in an oil drum, going to the barbecue area, barbecue zone, and just burning canes in a barrel.
So those are the plans that you have. Okay.
Because the other one is it's a chemical herbicide, but it might affect other plants and it might leach into the ground. Who wants that? Another one is shredding or cutting it back, but that risks the that just risks creating more, because again, for every little sliver that hits the ground, you might create more.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Wow. Wineberry. You mentioned Juneberry,
And
um,
mulberries.
and
There's also
mulberry.
mock strawberries. They really taste. They don't taste bad. It tastes like somebody, your neighbor, whispered strawberry across the street. Like it's a suggestion, a ghost of strawberry. I was told that there are raspberries and blackberries, but that's closer to the more kept and maintained area, which is the meditation garden, the butterfly garden.
Okay.
But that has also got very overrun by mugwort. Mugwort has taken over. between wineberries and mugworts, they're duking it out between them two. It's like, oh, I'm taking over. Nope, me.
You're seeing the battle, like, okay, I see ya. Wow. So, out of all of the plants, and it's just your time interacting with this plant and seeing both the problem that it can bring into the space and also like what you can use them for, right? Like the fruiting of the wineberry, although it's invasive and it's taking over and outcrowding other plants, it's still able to like use it in eating it and making other things with it. Like with all of that, what are some lessons or things that you have learned just by being around those plants, interacting them, eating them?
Um, they're very tasty. They have a very short window. I know June berries, just like their name says, they're in full throttle in June, nice ripeness. But just, I only think that they have a good 1 week overlap with the wineberries. Mulberries are pretty long. I've seen them from June till the end of July. So you'll get mulberries with both the June berries and the wineberries, but you'll rarely get June berries and wineberries together. Because now the June berries are getting overripe or even turning into little raisins on the vine.
Yeah.
And now the wineberries are finally starting to ripen. And that's another thing. Um, it's nature. You'll find bugs everywhere and bird poop. Birds like eat right there, and if they're roosting close by, they'll just drop it right there. So um, last year I had waited too long. It was like mid-July, late July, and I tried picking some more berries, and it was just so much bugs, so much bugs. And I read that it was mostly like uh worms, larvae from fruit flies. I learned that once they start over ripening on the branch, that's when they get very attractive to all the bugs. So try to harvest if you're gonna for consumption, and so you don't have to spend so much time processing and
Mhm.
paranoid that you might have left one, just to get it as they're ripening. Like try not to get them too ripe, although they are quite tart and acidic when they're underripe, which is when they're like orange, pale pink. You want like a red to a deep ruby red. And you'll also feel that they feel kind of like waxy and sticky. That means they're starting to overripe. So just keep an eye on them.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. That is really good to know because, yeah, like when you're harvesting, knowing when is the best time and just that tidbit of when is overripe, that is the stage where like other species, insects are like, ooh, it's time for us to lay eggs. It's time for us to start digging. So yeah, so definitely I like that. And the stickiness you're saying, like once it starts to feel sticky, that's how you know it's going,
It's
it's over.
starting, like you can look at it, but they start to get a way too like they're still firm, but it just feels like the stickiness from inside is going like passing through the skin of the berry. It's like you can actually touch it. When you go to pick it, it
Yeah.
starts feeling tacky.
Okay. Awesome. Wow. I like that. Those are really good tidbits to know. So yeah, is there anything else you want to share, or if this is it? This has been great, by the way.
I mean, I know very little of plants, and what I do know it's just because their presence has been like so striking, so obvious, so I just have to learn about them. I know the park holds many more secrets. I know there's beach plums. You taught me where to find them, and last year when They tasted all right, but the birds had beaten me to them, so I only got to taste one, a little one. It was pretty good.
That's pretty good. Cool. Yeah.
Uh, there's also a tall grass, and I had seen somebody, one of my neighbors, they made like a lean-to shack, and I thought it was fun. I would like to try to make like a wigwam or something with the tall. They're very tall. They're like 10 feet tall.
What
Kind
does
of
she
look
make
like
with them?
wheat. What?
What does she make with the tall grass?
It was kind of a lean-to, like an A-frame for like her kids to play with or whatever.
Oh, okay. Is it like a weave? She's weaving it?
Yeah, I think she just stood up a whole bunch like this and then weaved a couple through the middle and then just put two of them together like that.
Okay, wow. I like that. I love how you and other members, in the area that frequent the space are utilizing the plants in the space. That's really great.
Yeah, and driftwood, like it's the river, the Bronx River meets the East River right there, and we get some pretty cool tides. And during the pandemic, I remember that another neighbor, he had found a whole bunch of driftwood and he made like a little shack at the edge of the river.
Yeah.
He even flattened out the floor and made a pretty level floor for the shack. And he said, my nephews and grandkids have nothing else to do. This park is so big. Uh, I'm just trying to have something fun for them to do.
I love that. I love that. I love the creativity. And that's something that gets called in the space, right? Like he's saying, there's not a whole lot of things to do. Waking up it together to get them busy, get them going. So that's really cool. All right. Well, thank you, Joanna, for coming and sharing all these amazing stories, information, tips about the plants that you interact with. Mulberry, wineberry, Juneberry, the mock strawberries. I didn't know about the tall grass, so that's a really cool one. And then the rabbits. I really hope that they do come back. I mean, they tend to they make a whole lot of babies, so
Yeah,
hopefully. I also thought maybe like, I mean, I don't know, because they can get the population can grow, but so far, I think their population is properly maintained in the space. So that's pretty cool.
could be.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm always happy to see you.
Me too. Happy to see you too. All right. All right. Thank you.